Very light, and it was earthquake resistance, and it was easily available at a very economical rate. Of course, the NGO gave them free of cost, and they got a huge assistance from that Canada-India Development Agency. That was a yeoman work which was done by that agency, and I can never forget, because I had gone to Bhuj in the initial stage where everything was just land and all ruins, because of the earthquake. And then I went again after another year when I saw a complete change, and this change was brought about by such activities which were taking place. And I thought of that rice husk. Because of the rice husk, I was tempted to share with you. Along with this, I interviewed one young girl there, about 19 years old girl who was there in that place. I interviewed her about, she was staying in one of those earthquake resistant houses. There was a small 9 months old baby with her. I asked her name. She said Aruna or some, I don't remember exactly, maybe Aruna. And then I asked her, whose child is this? She said, my child. Please call if any elders are there in your home. Unko jara bulaiye, maine bola. Please call them. So she said, there is no one at home. So I said, have they gone to the field or to for business? So she said, no. Where are they? So she said, my husband, my mother-in-law and my father-in-law all are buried down. All have died. And I am alone now with this child. And she was stitching something. In Gujarat, embroidery is very popular. The kachi work and the embroidery work, the mirror work, that's very beautifully done. She was doing some embroidery. So I asked her, how many such motifs, she was making motifs, how many such motifs do you prepare? She said, I prepare 25 motifs in a day, and they give me 100 rupees per motif, and they sell it for some higher rate. So I said, okay, I will purchase. How many motifs do you have? All the motifs I purchased for double the rate, just to encourage her. Why I am sharing her example is, after this I told her, will you come with me to Bagalkot? So she said, madam, my husband and my in-laws are here. I can't leave them and come. But you help me to do something by which I can be independent and I can look after this child. I told her, come with me, I will look after the child and I will ensure that your child has a great future. She said, I can't come there, but you can help me by advising me. And then I arranged. I gave a serious thought to it. I arranged for that, and I saw that she was trained. And then we trained her in making jute bags and jute handicrafts, and made out of fiber. It was some fiber. I think it was paddy straw. It was paddy straw, out of which she could make some jute bags and beautiful table runners, we say, table runners to keep on the dining tables, and other beautiful items for sale, because many foreigners also, it is a great tourism center for tourism also, Gujarat. So many foreigners visit there, and even others from India all visit there, and for them it would be a good market. And we trained her, and today she was a young widow, but now under her she is having about 30-40 such women who are helpless, who have been abandoned, who have no hope in future, but she has instilled hope in them, and she has proved that hope is the rope with which man hangs himself. Hope is the rope with which not only man, even the woman hangs herself. And you know what she said, madam? Mahila Shakti se Rashtra Shakti. Mahila Shakti se Rashtra Shakti. And that happened because of the training which she got out, making from that fiber. It was paddy straw, or the fiber, the hay which was given to her. Out of that, she got trained. She trained about 30-35 other women, and I think now she must have grown into a big organization. I don't have touch with her now, but I think she must have grown into a big organization. That was a great experience which I had. That was on my own. I had gone with that NGO. It was from Mumbai, and it was focusing only on that earthquake relief program. Then I must share of another college in another institution in the northeastern state of Assam. I think it was Jorhat. In that place, in the college, they had, it was a government college with a huge campus. Normally, colleges don't have huge campuses. Everyone is not lucky like the horticulture university here to have such a beautiful green and clean and oxygen rich campus. But that college was blessed with a huge campus. And through their outreach activities, you know what they had done? They had created a lake there, a small lake in which fish rearing was done. Fish rearing, because that is the staple food there. So fish rearing was done, and another piggery they had formed. They had developed a piggery where pigs were reared. And the day we had gone, 5 small piglets were born, and we saw the piglets, pink color piglets roaming about everywhere. And they developed this for commercial purposes. At the same time, it was skill development for the students. Skill development is another aspect which is emphasized by NEP. So, piggeries were there, then that fish rearing, that lake was there, and not only they had skill development for the students, plus they also had another skill development program of Assam shawls and Assam embroidery on some silk. The gamchas which they use, the gamosa or the gamcha, it is a shawl. So all that skill development program, in that one was this about piggeries and about the fish rearing, which was something I had not seen elsewhere. And they not only managed the farm, not only managed the lake, but they made money out of it. So, in addition to the skill development, which was a great contribution by the institution, in addition to it, they also could make money, and that harmony, the balance, sustainability, we are talking about sustainability. So, economic development plus environmental protection. Environmental protection was there because nothing was destroyed, but there was social well-being, and through that again, the NSS program coordinators, they had adopted some 4 or 5 villages. In each village, they gave training to the people there about how fish rearing is to be done, how other sorts of activity, economic activity can be undertaken, and it can be converted into a sustainable project for waste management. That was one example. And then another institution in South India where bananas are grown in plenty. So bananas in that institution we saw, and as an outreach activity, They were manufacturing from the banana fiber. I think in the morning Dr. Balaji mentioned about it or something. Someone mentioned about bananas. The fiber from banana leaves, from those leaves, they were manufacturing sanitary napkins. Sanitary napkins from banana fibers. We can never imagine that. If you, perhaps there are other examples also of from banana fiber sanitary napkins which are made, which you could see on the YouTube. This is what I have seen. I have seen much before the thing must have come in the YouTube. So because I have seen it, I was convinced, and from banana fiber, along with sanitary napkins, they could also manufacture other things like clothes, like bags, like ropes, carpets, baskets, and handicrafts. Imagine, sky is the limit. Sky is the limit when thinking starts getting ignited. When thinking thoughts are ignited, sky is the limit. But you have to ignite it. So, we say enterprise we say, as I said in the morning, innovation and thinking is the word out. Thinking is our capital. Thinking is our capital, not money. Thinking is the capital, enterprise is the way, and hard work is the solution. Thinking is the capital, enterprise is the way, and hard work is the solution. And these institutions, they all thought of thinking creatively, working hard, and along with it, thinking with an entrepreneurial perspective and creating entrepreneurs. So all those institutions now, they have created so many entrepreneurs. They don't wait for government jobs. We don't have to wait for government jobs because government jobs will be limited. But in addition to that, in addition to the government jobs, there are n number of opportunities for making any activity a productive one and a profitable one. So for that, again, thinking has to be ignited. So from banana fiber, could we ever imagine that from banana fiber such things, magical wonders could be done from banana fiber? In another institution, the teacher, one of the teachers, he out of voluntarily, he thought vermicomposting and mushroom cultivation. Vermicomposting and mushroom cultivation could be undertaken with the students on a small scale. So first he had a small rectangular pit. It was about perhaps 20 feet in length, 4 feet in width, and 4 feet in depth also, a small pit. And they put all the waste, the campus waste in that, the wet waste was put, the green waste was put, and vermicomposting was done. And after it became successful, what he did was, he started training the students they had a certificate program in vermicomposting, a certificate program in mushroom cultivation, and they created entrepreneurs out of these agricultural wastes. So vermicomposting was one, and second was, as I said, the mushroom cultivation out of plastic bottles. Plastic bottles, the Bisleri bottles, just ordinary Bisleri bottles or any other plastic bottles, what they did was, they collected hay, straw. They collected hay, it was cooked, just cooked, and that cooked straw mixed with mushroom seeds, it was filled in the in the plastic bottles, and everywhere there were holes to that. And when we visited, it was a small room, maybe 10 feet by 10 feet room. In that many such bottles, and also cement bags, those plastic bags in which cement is sold, is stored. So in such bags also, such hay mixed with mushroom seeds, it was kept there. And after a few days when we went there, it was hardly about 10-15 days, from all the holes which were there, the mushrooms were growing outside. For us it was a new experience. For me, I had never seen that. But I remembered when I saw the topic, I thought I must share this with you. And mushrooms are nutritious, heavy demand in market. Heavy demand is there in market. Most nutritious, most economical, and easiest to grow. Easiest to grow. So these are concepts which we have to think of when we talk about the sustainability of. So this was one, mushrooms and vermicomposting. Vermicomposting is a big business now. It's a big business. Many of that college apart, many of the other institutions elsewhere we have seen, they grow butterfly gardens and they grow honey. They have apiaries. Butterfly gardens are there, apiaries are formed, and honey is sold. Honey is sold. So these are just simple examples of how we can create waste into wealth. It could be created, and there are so many entrepreneurs across not only our country, across other countries. Terrace gardens is a concept where there is shortage of space. Gardening is done on the terraces. Recently I heard about one young entrepreneur, 23 years old. You must have heard about it. He has started sneaker shoes named Thaili. Thaili means a plastic bag. He has started sneaker shoes named Thaili, made from plastic waste. Of course, it is not horticulture waste, but I just want to share, because see how creativity works. It is made from plastic waste. One pair of sneaker shoes, it is made of 10 bags, plastic bags, and 12 bottles. See, these rag pickers are there. Everywhere you see rag pickers, they take huge bags, they put all the plastic bottles, and I used to always wonder, what do they do with that? And there are institutions which collect these bags, and there are such young entrepreneurs which use those bags for again converting waste into wealth. And what he has done is, out of 10 bags and 12 bottles, one pair of sneaker shoes is manufactured. And this, he had introduced this in July 21, and it is sold anywhere in the world, not only in our nation, anywhere in the world, for nothing less than $110, means about 8,000 to 9,000 rupees. Out of what? Out of waste plastic bottles. Of course, there is a process by which he does it, but what we have to learn is, with simple heating technology, he converts it into the sneaker shoes. But what we have to learn is, what is most important is, that plastic which would have damaged if we had just thrown it in the river, again so many millions of tons of fishes would have gone. And that he has protected by such measures. So these are just small examples. I told you about the Rohini Biotech. I told you about the Rohini Biotech in the morning. Similarly, there is a ashram called Vatsalya Dham here on Mudhol Road, and they believe, it was started by in the name of Vinoba Bhaveji's mother, Mata Rukmini Devi Vatsalya Dham, and they are belief is we sow what we eat and we eat what we sow. Whatever we sow and whatever is grown, we eat that. They don't buy anything from outside. And the campus, the compound wall, it is done by green fertilizer. Green fertilizer, that plant. So no chemicals are used at all in the farm. And this year they have reported that they have manufactured corn which is much more, 4 or 5 times the corn which was manufactured earlier, just using that green fertilizer from their farm itself. And they don't use any chemicals at all in their setup. That is one. And last one, I must mention about one woman in the northeast. She has manufactured sanitizers, which during the pandemic period, there was a heavy mad rush for sanitizers. And from a local seed from Mahua, she manufactured sanitizers. And now it is catching up and it has become a big profitable activity. These are small things, but step by step, small things, they matter a lot, and that is why we have to remember that one small mantra, let me share with you. Plan purposefully, prepare prayerfully, proceed positively, and pursue persistently. Plan purposefully. You have to do some planning. You want to make agarbattis. Okay, how do you plan for it? You want to make vermicompost. Where will you do it? Who will you involve? You want to have some mushroom cultivation. Where will you do it? How much have you invest? That is planning purposefully. Prepare prayerfully. Without Him, we are nothing. So with Him, there is endless hope. But without Him, there is a hopeless end. That let us remember. Third, proceed positively. Positively, because you have to have a positive aspect for everything. There are negativities in life, there are problems in life, there are challenges in life, but these are all speed breakers. After that speed breaker, again, life becomes normal. So proceed positively. Everything is temporary, so also our problems are temporary. Don't worry about the problems. And last, pursue persistently. Pursue persistently. Never ever give up. Rest if you must, but don't you give up. Rest if you must, but never give up. So effort should be there. So making the best of such programs. 10 days you are away from your family. You have travelled from so many kilometers, and 10 plus your travelling time, it must be 15 days then. 15 days you are away from the family. That is a big sacrifice on your part. And that sacrifice will be worthwhile only when you actually learn something, you have a good learning experience, you take away something with you, and you go back to your institution, implement with your students. So 25 participants, with each participant just say 10 students, 250 students,